go from before this but before I even do that, I go complete all this I get all the, then I go and get the light paint through, then I work away.
This is the one I got yesterday. She emailed me yesterday saying she's not working on that last night. At least that's updated. For here? Yes, there is one south in your video, double check. But ours is here tomorrow.
Good morning. Welcome to the August 20th, 2025 Technical Review Committee meeting. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, members of the committee, for your attendance. We got a couple housekeeping items, or at least one, and then we'll get into the minutes. So all of our senior planning staff, or the great majority of us, will be at the annual APA conference early September, and we're going to, I know previously we've moved that meeting around, but it always seems to cause trouble, so I'm just canceling the September 17, 2025 Technical Review Committee meeting. I'm assuming we probably need to vote on that, so I'm going to ask for a motion to that effect.
Motion to cancel the September 17th, 2025 TRC meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. That meeting will not be held that day at that location, or this location. Next item is the minutes from the, excuse me, August 6, 2025 Technical Review Committee meeting. Have you guys had a chance to review? Any questions, comments, concerns? Nope. All right. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Karen, I'll get these signed for you after the meeting. All right. Our first item here is a request to table for the Great Southern Yacht Company, item number 2. Can I have a motion to that effect?
Motion to table.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, this item is tabled. The next item is Lot 8, Palm Road Estates replat. Good morning.
This is Lot 8, Palm Road Estates replat. It is a request to approve by development order. It's project number MIN 25-000116. This is a minor development order application submitted by Thomas Whalen requesting to subdivide Lot 8 of Palm Road Estates to create 2 single-family lots on a half an acre. It has a future land use of residential and a zoning district of low-density residential 4-1. The property is located in District 5 at 102 Charlene Lane and can be identified by the parcel number in your staff report. If you would please enter the staff report into the record.
So enter.
I did pass out this morning the site plan I received yesterday. The applicant provided a civil set of plans yesterday evening, which I took a quick glance at. It looks like most, if not all, the planning comments have been addressed. There won't be a master stormwater plan for these 2 lots. There'll be individual stormwater, and the traffic is de minimis. So I don't have any major comments here. We're still waiting for fire and environmental, but I don't suspect there will be significant comments. With that, I will turn it over to the applicant or answer any questions you have.
Any questions for staff? All right, thank you, Rosanna. Mr. Whalen or Scott?
Morning, Scott Rutherford with Rutherford Engineering. Yes, there was only one item or one staff section that was not addressed, that was in non-compliance, and that was Planning Department. Civil engineering plans were absent from the submittal originally, and the 4 comments there we've addressed. Actually, what she handed you this morning is lacking 2 things that I've addressed here, and I have copies of those. It was lacking a parking count table. Of course, this requires 4 parking spaces because of the number of square feet. 4 provided, 2 garage and 2 in the driveway. And, excuse me, there's the cover sheet, the existing conditions, and the site plan were not provided, so we have provided that. And is our understanding that all of these items have been addressed. So with that, I would request approval of the submittal, but I'll be certainly glad to answer any questions you have.
All right, any questions for the applicant? Comments, concerns? Now, this was a relatively recent map amendment. Mr. Whalen's been clear about what he wanted to do the whole time here. Thank you, Mr. Rutherford.
Thank you.
Rosanna, do we have a recommended motion here?
Staff would recommend that we conditionally move this out of TRC for approval. Yes, and the applicant is aware they will have to provide a replat application once this is approved.
Okay, thank you. This is a minor development. I'll go ahead and open up to the public. It appears there's some folks that want to make some comments on the record. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns of a technical nature, okay, please, of a technical nature. Thank you.
Subdivision,
This is why it's a replat.
so if, can you explain that to me?
Because it was a platted subdivision,
Yeah.
the gentleman, the property owner, is requesting to replat this particular lot within that subdivision.
Okay, is he allowed to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
So
He
if
would-
I wanted to divide my property, I would be allowed to do that
If you
as
went
well?
through the same steps that the property owner did, and you were approved, then yes, you would.
Because the people who live on Charlene Lane, we're against it.
I understand.
Oh, okay,
Yes, we received comments during the map amendment process as well. The Board of County Commissioners took those comments and approved the application to rezone, which gave him the opportunity to split, and this is where we are today.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Name and address, I guess.
For the record, ma'am, actually, just for the record, would you please provide your name and address? Thank you. Thank you, John.
Sonia Reed, and I live at 62 Charlene Lane. I'm right next door.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ms. Reed.
So I have concerns with this.
Understood. Okay, we have a recommended motion.
Move with staff's recommendation.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, we are on item number 4. This is the LBC Properties on Highway 331.
Item number 4, this is the LBC Properties on Highway 331. It's a request to approve by development order. Project number MIN 25.
Rosanna, please stop.
Yes.
I'm sorry, folks, keep the murmur down over there, the chatter. We're trying to record these things. It's important that we get a clear record. Thank you. Rosanna, please proceed.
Yes, project number MIN 25-000113. This is a minor development order application submitted by Dunlap and Shipman on behalf of LBC Property Holdings. They're requesting to utilize existing structures for commercial and light industrial uses on 2.66 plus or minus acres. There is a future land use of industrial and extractive uses in a zoning district of light industrial. The property is in District 3 at 4534 US Highway 331 South and can be identified by the parcel number in your staff report. If you would, please enter the staff report into the record.
So entered.
Majority of the comments are planning comments and right-of-way. We are still looking for a landscape plan, a trip generation analysis, signed and sealed civil set, it looks like, sidewalk. So there are still a number of outstanding items there. We're also lacking environmental comments. And I think Eglin, we did receive the health department comments, which they do comply there. I can answer any questions you have.
Okay, so we're missing
We are just missing Eglin,
environmental and Department of
And-
Health.
environmental.
Okay.
But we do not have landscape plans.
Okay. Okay, any questions for staff? No? Ms. Ward?
Yes, Melissa Ward with Dunlap and Shipman for the applicant. And the proposal that that we presented today is that the existing house and there's a couple of little outbuildings are currently zoned light industrial, and in the past were used as a roofing business and a few others. And what happened is a businessman bought the property in hopes to continue to lease it out in that same fashion, was unable to do so because they couldn't get a certificate of land use compliance. And so we're applying to get a development order to make this compliant with code. We understand that we have not submitted the landscaping plan, so we'll submit a landscaping plan as well as the, requested items. The environmental review that has not, is it just because they haven't reviewed it, completed their review?
I would assume so. You mean
Okay.
the lack of comments?
Okay. And then, I noticed that we feel like we can fully respond to any comments. I don't know what you guys need us to do at this point. I know the fire department had some comments that I think they probably want to get on the record so that we can make sure that gets in the, as a condition to the staff report or the development order as it were. So we completely comply with that, or will comply with that, which is in the event that they change the use, they get the change of use and go in for a certificate of land use compliance, that they get a fire department inspection based on the commercial use.
For the building itself? That's what we're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Does fire have anything to add there? No? Okay. Okay, any questions, comments, concerns? Andrea, it looks like you've got some right-of-way comments here. Anything insurmountable?
I don't think so. I think they can be cleared up with some revisions to the civil document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. This is a minor development. I will, again, open this up to the public. If anyone in the audience has any technical questions, comments, concerns about this application. Seeing none. Rosanna, you have a recommendation?
I feel there's still a substantial amount of comments. I would like to continue it to the next TRC, which the date I'm uncertain. Would be September 3rd, depending on how fast the applicant can resubmit.
We can't resubmit that comment from the fire.
That's accurate. We could do it, that would be after APA. I don't,
All the way off to October?
I would recommend at that point, we continue it to the October 1st TRC meeting.
Given that this is a
Miss Ward, I'm sorry, will you come to the mic,
sorry.
please?
My sincere apologies. Again, Melissa Ward for the applicant. Since so this delay by the environmental department not getting us our comments puts us back out to October. And since the structure, there's no proposed structure or development on site, this is merely a change of use, could we agree to go out of TRC and towards development order while we basically call the environmentalist every day and ask him for his comments? An unnecessary
Yes, our
delay for a
environmental
non-structural
reviewer-
improvement.
Our environmental reviewer is exceedingly busy.
I agree,
but
100%.
I also am cognizant of the fact that the property owner is gone through the process in the right way, and that you all are waiting on us to finish our review. And I do appreciate your patience and working with us. I also agree that there is very little in terms of development on the site, and I would not like to keep the applicant waiting until October. I think if the committee can agree that what we have present is nothing insurmountable, and the applicant can agree that there's no issues that they cannot address, I'd be happy to entertain a continuance to the next TRC meeting, and I will speak with our environmental planner personally to ensure that he gets this review done.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns from the board in that respect? All right, can I have a motion to continue this to the next TRC, please?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this item will be heard at the September 3rd TRC, Karen? Thank you. Thank you. All right, the next item, number 5, is the Capital Vet Clinic. And just for the record and for the public here, our staff reviewer for this project recently found a greener pasture elsewhere and left us. So we have been scrambling internally to pick up his reviews to get it done in a timely manner. Our current planning manager, Ms. Schultz, has done so graciously, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Rosanna did the last one, and then there are a couple in here, but they have been reassigned. So with that said, this is a request for a final order. As you just mentioned, it was supposed to be reviewed by Mr. Eric. I did the review, and going forward, this will be handled by Ms. Ayanna Reed. It's a major development order application submitted by Pool Engineering and Surveying Incorporated on behalf of Claw Enterprises SRB LLC, requesting to develop 20,144 square feet of a main vet building, 10,125 square feet of flex space, future 10,075 additional square feet for vet space, and the associated infrastructure on 6.06 acres. The project has a future land use category of estate residential, and the zoning is estate residential. I'm going to touch on that just in a few minutes, but the property is located in District 3. It's at the corner of Coy Burgess Loop and US Highway 331 South. It's identified by the 2 parcel numbers in your packet. I'd like to ask that the staff report please be entered into the record. So this
Sorry, thank you.
You're welcome. This property was originally platted back in the 1970s as Palomino Acres. The plat itself had some designations on it. This property and then the mini storage that is abutting this property were both designated as commercial properties. There was a determination, which I thought was in your packet. Oh, here it is. Okay, it is included in your packet as Exhibit 3. It was done by a former planner, Tita Sokoloff, who did the determination on behalf of the planning director at the time, who was Pat Blackshear. And she identified parcel numbers and did say that they were commercially designated based on the plat. With that said, this property is being treated as if it were zoned general commercial. And therefore, the land uses is allowed because they will have water and sewer. They will connect to both. And the ISR, FAR all fall in line with that general commercial requirement for both. You'll see in your staff report on pages 3 and 4, there are a number of conditions of approval that have been requested. There are outstanding comments from 2 departments, or 2 reviewers, being planning and environmental. A lot of the comments are labeling and clarification. The very first planning comment is a notation that the applicant has indicated that they will provide a sidewalk buyout request letter. And before that sidewalk can be eliminated, it will have to be approved. And a lot of them are labeling. One of the concerns was that there is a phasing plan. It's a little bit confusing. It shows the building, the first building to be built, which is the center building, that is the veterinarian building. It shows it as being 2 phases, and our concern with that is they won't be able to get half of a building CO'd. So we've asked for a clarification on the phasing plan. It shows the flex space as being phase 2, and that the building to the rear that's additional veterinarian space would be phase 3. All of the infrastructure associated with those 3 buildings, however, is intended to be built with the very first phase. So the biggest change we need to see is that vet building is not going to be phased, or else it's going to be reduced in size, and maybe an addition at a later date.
Understood.
As far as environmental comments, they're going to need to show some preservation for the vegetation on the site. There's some notation requirements. They need to beef up a buffer and add some parking islands with landscaping. And that's all I have, unless you have questions for me.
Any questions for staff? Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Is the applicant here?
Brandon Poole with Poole Engineering and Surveying on behalf of the applicant.
Morning.
We have addressed those outstanding comments, and we'll be submitting that this afternoon. Other than that, I think it was mostly, like she said, clarification items and cleaning up a little bit of landscape stuff. Have that all addressed in shortly. Other than that, available for any questions.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant here? No? No? Fire, you're good?
Yes, sir. Just want to make sure you got the note that it has to be sprinklered.
Also, I meant to mention, we are no longer going to do the sidewalk buyout. We're going to build the sidewalk.
Great. Okay, I really don't have any questions. If what you've resubmitted is in keeping with these comments, that's good. I think we'll need some time to make sure that they do. This is a major, so we'll be going to Planning Commission and then potentially to the QJ process through the special magistrate. That being said, I will open it up for public comment of a technical nature. If anybody in the audience has any questions, comments, or concerns. Seeing none, do we have a recommendation from staff?
Yes, and for the record, I've not received any public comments either. And I should have pointed out that the map that you see, the maps in your packet, only show one parcel. It was initially just the parcel shown. Later was added. If you look to the south of the parcel, abutting 331, there's sort of a rectangular shaped parcel. That's the second parcel that was added.
I did see that on the
And,
site plan.
and we got notification yesterday that the updated maps have been provided. I did not have an opportunity to make the updates in your packet, but going forward, it will show both parcels.
Understood.
So-
And I don't remember if we entered the staff report in the record, so
We
I'm just
did.
gonna go ahead and, okay.
We did.
Okay, then I won't do it again. Thank you.
You're welcome to do it again.
No, I trust you. I'm just tired.
So, no, since most of the comments are labeling in nature and we don't have that sidewalk buyout, they understand the sprinkling requirement. I feel like we're good to move this out of TRC and let us work with the applicant directly on getting the remaining outstanding comments resolved before it goes to planning commission.
Okay,
So recommendation to approve.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one point, the staff report has the requirement for mobility fee, so we no longer have the mobility fee. That could be,
So will you be providing an updated?
I could, but this one was done when we had the mobility.
Right, yeah, this one actually came in, let's see, what was the date it came in? It was submitted on May the 14th.
Yeah,
And so it got continued a couple of different times, actually 3 different times for various reasons. And
if need to, I can submit a revised letter.
Yeah, John, why don't we do that?
I think so,
for the
just
record?
so
Thank
that the
you.
record is clear, that'd be great. And you're right, that's a good point. Thank you for pointing that out. I think our position at this point is that it's pending legal review while we wait for
Right.
the
well,
ordinance to
Yeah,
be-
the position is not that it's gone entirely away, but it is certainly, the pause button has been pushed. so.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. All right, we have a recommended motion to conditionally approve this to move to planning commission upon successful address of all outstanding comments. Can I,
So move.
Second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, this will move forward to planning commission upon successful address of all outstanding comments. Tim, you're up here for item number 6, that is the Circle K at 393 and 98.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a minor development order application submitted by MDM Services, Inc., requesting approval to construct a 5,200 square foot gas station convenience store, single-family home, and a recreation trail and associated infrastructure on 10.07 acres with a future land use of mixed use and a zoning of village mixed use. Property is located in District 5 at the southeast corner of Highway 393 South and Highway 98 West. So this has been around for a while. It was in CitizenServe initially, and I don't know the exact date it came in. But at that time, this does predate the mobility fees, so there is a proportionate fair share payment requirement.
It was assessed at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Since this is VMU over 3 acres, they're required to have a residential and a recreational component. So they're doing this trail around the retention pond. However, the applicant and they have some picnic tables up next to the convenience store, but we've discussed adding some benches, trash cans, and lighting to the recreation trail, so it can be used basically at any time, daytime, nighttime. You know, people can, whatever, sit there and read, have lunch, whatever. But I think that meets the recreational component element, because I wasn't quite sure that it was enough, what they were showing. But I think if they're going to add those benches, they'll put a trash can next to each bench, they'll light it. I think that will meet that requirement. So we currently still have outstanding comments from planning, right-of-way, and environmental. I handed out to you the latest environmental comments. There's also some outstanding scenic corridor comments. There's also a question about a right turn lane on 393. I believe Andrew has some information concerning that. that she'd like to share?
I do. It's currently under permitting with FDOT, so the ball is in their court. Yes, ma'am. It's currently under permitting with FDOT, is my understanding, so the ball is in.
So it's going to be put in by the county.
That's my understanding.
With that, I'd like to enter the staff report and the environmental comments into the record, please.
So entered.
And unless you have questions of me, I will turn it over to the applicant.
Any questions for staff? No. Thank you. Good morning.
Sandy Owens with MDM Services. I have addressed all of the comments received by staff and am ready to resubmit this project probably tomorrow or the next day.
I have some questions. I'm
Okay.
just going to make a couple statements up front here. So our VMU language, for lack of a better way to put this, leaves something to be desired. We're talking about a gas station here, and you're putting in a park in a single family home.
Right.
And that is in keeping with at least the minimum standard of what we've interpreted the zoning district to need there. I would argue that the intent is probably not satisfied with one single family, but that is a work in progress. So I just want to put that out there. That being said, how will this single family be treated? Will it be platted? Is this going to be a separate lot? What is going on there?
No, I think Circle K is going to maintain ownership of that house and use it for their traveling people who come into town.
Okay. In terms of the rec component, I would like to see some additional items. I do agree that some trail lighting and things like that, some additional amenity there is important. I would like to see some public access from 393 directly to that portion of the site via sidewalk or pathway. I think the intent and what's being proposed here in terms of a passive recreation opportunity is close to meeting what I think should be, but I think we're just a little bit away from that. This is a fairly large site, almost 10 acres or just over.
It's wetlands.
Is that the...
All wetlands.
Okay.
Mhm. We're impacting 3 acres of wetlands.
You're
for this
impacting
development.
3 acres of wetlands with this site design right now.
Right.
And the remainder of the 7 plus or minus acres is considered wetlands?
Well, there's a couple acres that are not wetlands in our development.
Okay.
And then the rest that you see, everything to the, do you have a site plan in front of you?
I'm looking at it, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So everything to the east of the limits of land disturbance is wetlands and also floodplain. So we're dealing with a couple of different issues here. So we have flood zone A and we also have wetlands. So
And those will remain undisturbed, the difference of
yes,
that?
that will remain undisturbed. That's actually calculated into our overall site area calculation and will forever be undisturbed there.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Sure.
Please.
There's a large mosquito control ditch that's there. I talked to Damian Leslie yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And we have our easement. It's actually dug by DOT like 60 years. We're gonna keep our access and whatnot, and I did tell him that huge drainage basin to the south of there, southeast corner.
Yeah.
I've been here a long time and I've seen that flooded out
If you look on the map, you'll see a line that jets northwest through that property. That's a pop-off for that ditch. I have a big rain event. I've seen it, cars underwater at the light on 393 and 98. We had a 12-inch rain event, 14-inch rain event years ago. There's 8 cars that were underwater at the light. That water jets through that whole property. Now, if you build up with all that fill in that retention pond, I'm just saying what I've seen. I'm not an engineer. I'm just saying, where's that water going to go? Is it going to jet and go right across 393 and flood the fire department and Shannon Lane out? I'm just.
No, that's going to go right into the ditch along 393 where it goes currently.
It does, but after a large rain event, it's over capacity and it just goes
Right.
through the property. So I've seen it. I've been in it like a foot.
Okay, I understand that, but we're only required to design for the 100-year storm event,
Okay.
which we've designed for.
Okay, I'm just giving a
Yeah.
heads up. I just want on record
We
that
do
I know
have
that water. Okay.
Water Management District permitting and Army Corps of Engineer permitting happening with this project. Okay?
Yeah, I was just
I
making
can
aware.
look at the pond to the south of us, the southeast of our pond is a DOT pond. And I can look at that and see if they have, I will tell you that when we did our survey, all of the DOT inlets and pipes along this Highway 98 and the ones that run along 393 back to this pond were full of garbage, every one of them. So we did contact DOT and ask them to come and clean those out so we could survey them. So at one point they did clean them out, but obviously they don't do a great job maintaining it. So we can, again, talk to DOT and, relay your concerns.
I'm just making you aware because I've seen
Okay.
it and it's just.
Thank you, Darren. Anything else from the committee? Okay, thank you. This is a major, I believe.
The minor.
It is a minor.
Mhm.
I think the size of the land threw me off. Regardless, we'll go ahead and open it up for public comment now. Thank you, ma'am. We'll call you back up if we need to. Ms. Morano?
Thank you. Good morning, Barbara Morano.
Good morning.
Yes, I have some history with this project. It never made the application stage when it was under 3 acres. And now it appears before us because they've gained some property. I definitely have concerns about this project for many reasons, many that you have already brought up. I agree with Mr. Schoen. This project meets a minimum standard for village mixed use. This was not the intent of village mixed use to put in one single family home and use a retention pond as a public access. You talk about adding some picnic tables and some lighting. I would even say adding some fence. I mean, that's dangerous. I don't see a mother or father with a baby carriage going to that access at all. If anything, I see beer parties and et cetera, just problems there. Picking up your beer at the convenience center, having sitting at the picnic table. This is going to go on at night. Yes, you do need lighting, but that is not the intent of what a village mixed use is. We have safety issues, and I agree with Mr. Dunwald. He's talking about the flooding. Also, a few months ago, a citizen went to the Board of County Commissioners and talked about a right-hand turn. I'm glad the engineering department picked that up. So we have another project coming in. I'm also delighted that we have Prop Fair Share, that they are paying something towards that right-hand lane, but basically that I think it's their responsibility. But listening to Mr. Schoen, listening to Andrea Ward, listening to Mr. Dunwald, the direct project, can you hear me now? All right, my book caught that off. I think there's a lot of problems with where it's sitting. Look at that diagram with the houses, and there's a driveway there, and then you're going to put in a right-hand turn lane, and then you're going to have people crossing north, south, east, west, and the flooding. This is not appropriate. This is a safety issue. I don't even think it meets minimum standards, quite frankly. And I'm asking you to deny this for many reasons. And if you do go ahead with it, here you have the county doing a right-hand turn, you have all this development, what comes in first? It's going to be a disaster. Do you have any questions for me?
I do not.
Okay.
Any questions from the committee?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Barbara. Anyone else?
I would like to address Ms. Morano's concerns about a fence at the pond. We are proposing a decorative aluminum fence 6 feet high around the entire pond, along with our benches and lighting and picnic tables. And again, as far as flooding is concerned, we have designed this per all applicable codes for stormwater design. So we have multiple agencies we're permitting that with, including the county. And our proportionate share for the turn lane is almost $260,000. So I feel like we are pretty much covering that turn lane. Any other questions for me?
Any questions? Well, all right. Thank you. Tim, what's your recommended motion on this one?
Well, first, a little background. Initially, they did split that lot, and they came in at 2.99 acres trying to skirt the VMU requirement. And Mac at the time said, you can't split the lot to skirt that requirement, so you're still going to have to do the recreational component, and you're still going to have to do the residential component. So they went back, put them back together, and came in with the 10.07 acres, which I believe they've owned from the beginning. But we've treated this like we've treated other commercial projects, you know. Avid Storage, they put in some picnic tables and a trail. Fayard, it doesn't look like phase 2 is going to get built, but it was approved with picnic tables and a trail. So I think at this point, we conditionally approve it and we move it forward to the design review board.
Okay, thank you, Tim. I do agree with staff that what they're doing, we have set a precedent in the past to allow for these sort of minor passive recreational opportunities and a single residence on these VMU sites. I look forward to a time when we have some additional detail in the code that guides VMU development in a better way. But we are stuck with what we've got thus far. So any questions, comments, concerns, discussion from the board? We have a recommended motion. Either, can I have that motion or an alternative motion?
Move the staff recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay. This project will be conditionally approved. That brings us to item number 7, the Westonwood Ranch expansion.
And obviously, I'm not Kelly Schultz. So.
take it as it is. This is a request to approve by final order project number MAJ 25-000043. It is a major development application submitted by Dewberry Engineers Incorporated on behalf of Westwood Ranch Incorporated, requesting to develop a private conjugate care facility on 37.89 plus or minus acres. The project site has a future land use in the zoning category of state residential. The property is in District 1, located at 4389 and 4390 State Highway 20 West, and is identified by the parcel numbers in your staff report. Mr. Chair, there are some outstanding comments. I don't see any that are going to be insurmountable. The applicant has resubmitted yesterday, and it has been assigned out to the reviewers to see that they met the conditions. As you're aware, this is a major, so it'll go to the Planning Commission and then to the quasi-judicial review. Do you have any questions from me?
Any questions for staff?
I would like to enter the staff report in the record, please.
So entered.
And turn it over to the agent for further questions.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Rudy Mall with Dewberry Engineers, engineer record.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bob. As Bob said, we had resubmitted our response yesterday. Majority of the comments came from planning and environmental. Most of the planning comments were just site data table, either additions or clarifications. Environmental comments, those were mainly based around the landscape. We did have to submit a letter requesting permission to make impacts to our secondary wetland buffer. And those are a result from our outfall pipe of our discharge from our pond. And so in order to gain that positive drainage, we had to reach that certain elevation that's in that wetland buffer. So that's all detailed in that letter. And like I said, majority of the comments seem pretty straightforward. I believe I've addressed those confidently. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions for the applicant?
Yes, sir. Do you have any comments for the fire response?
No, sir. For some reason, I believe those were those conditional comments, or were some of them
Sprinkler and access to the
Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that those needed responses. I'll respond to those today. Yes, sir.
What is currently the operation of Westonwood Ranch? Is this a nonprofit?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the owner's not here, so I'll speak to my knowledge. But basically, they're children and adults with learning disabilities, and they provide resources and facilities to educate them and facilitate these individuals. And so, what Westonwood is proposing now is to provide a permanent residence for these individuals and cater their needs with it's a multi-purpose building, but it's going to facilitate recreation activities. It's all going to be closed to private, if that was kind of your question.
In a sense, yeah, I did have some just general questions about what the operations were like and their business model there. So,
yes, sir. It's a supportive living community is what we like to call it.
Okay. Thank you. It looks like environmental is calling out the unless I'm reading this wrong, is there some protected community on site? Are you proposing to buy out any preservation or anything?
No, sir. No. If I may, which comment is that referring to?
Staff report, page 10, comment number 1, under the environmental, for the vegetative community description.
Correct. Yeah, there was, I guess, the Florida Natural Area Inventory descriptions weren't included in the original environmental assessment report.
Okay.
So those were just added in this recent response yesterday. It was just appendixes in the EA report.
Perfect.
Missing.
Okay. Okay, thank you. We're going to go ahead and open this up to public comment. This is a major, but we'll take any technical questions, comments, or concerns from the audience if there are any. See none. Bob, do we have a staff recommendation on this one?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I recommend conditional approval pending the successful resubmittal, which I said it came in yesterday, so it'll be going out to our review agencies soon. And pending successful completion of that, move it to the Planning Commission at their next appropriate meeting.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Welcome, sir.
All right, we have a recommended motion from staff. Can I have a motion or an alternative motion to that effect?
Move staff's recommendation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Sorry, my ears are playing tricks on me up here. All right, this project is conditionally approved to move to Planning Commission upon successfully addressing all outstanding comments. It looks like we're missing FDOT as well, or Department of Health. Any comments from there? I apologize. I should have asked you. Any concerns? Okay, very good. Applicant, you understand? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to item number 8, Grayton Beach Access Relocation.
Yes, Mr. Chair, as you said, this is the Grayton Beach Access Relocation Project. Request approved by Development Order Project Number MIN 25-000-109. It's being reviewed by myself. This is a minor development order application submitted by MRD Associates Coastal Protection Engineering on behalf of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, requesting to relocate access road on 463 plus or minus acres with future land use and zoning district of conservation. The property is located in District 5 at 357 Main Park Road and can be identified by the parcel number in your staff report. Mr. Chair, this access road is for public safety. The public will not have access to it. This will improve life safeties, access to the beach where they'll meet the staff, and the staff will trade off the victim, and then they'll be able to leave the area. There are just very, very minor comments. They are prepared to resubmit. May I enter the staff report in the record, please?
So entered.
And obviously, since this is a partner project, the fees have been waived by you. I will turn it over to the applicant unless you have any questions for me.
Any questions for staff?
But once again, I'd like to stress this has no public access.
Understood. Thank you. And I will just echo what Bob said. This is in an effort to approach public safety and those sorts of operations in a better way on this site. I will just add that I think Bob was not referring to a victim of some sort of crime, but potential environmental issues, right? That someone would need to be removed from the site. So I just want to put that out there. The applicant here. Oh, thank you. Come on up, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Katie Velasquez. I'm the environmental scientist with MRD Associates in Coastal Protection Engineering.
Morning.
Good morning. As Bob mentioned, this is a relocation of an existing access that is only utilized by park staff and emergency services. We are excavating a small portion, about 250 cubic yards, to create this access, and then we're going to use that excavated material to restore the dune in the current existing area. And then there's also vegetation planting throughout the park.
So any impacts for the new route would be offset by addressing or restoring past impacts.
Yep,
There will be no
absolutely.
fill dirt brought in or
Nope,
anything
we're not
like
bringing
that.
in any fill. And then we're also stabilizing the new access with a vehicle grade Mobi-Mat, so we can kind of minimize any erosion that might happen from the use of that vehicle access, so we can maintain the dune in the existing condition.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns from the committee up here? Okay. This is a minor. I will again open it up for any technical questions, comments, concerns from the public. Seeing none, what's your recommendation, Bob?
Chair conditionally recommend approval pending successful resubmittal and approval of the development order by the director.
Okay, we have a recommendation from staff. What are the committee's wishes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All right, this one will move forward pending address of all outstanding comments. That is the end of our agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Bob. Karen, do we have any other items, announcements, anything? All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Very quick question for you. About, let me see, about the